Hey guys, we're back with blue, and we're gonna go straight into it. First card um is a blue card, Yoshio, fighting alongside allies. Level 1 climax combo. If you have two or more other magic characters, this goes to being 5/5, and climax combo with book. If you reverse something, search your deck for a magic character, add it to your hands, shuffle your deck. Very simple, elegant enough. I think this is a very reasonable combo to be playing. My problem is that should you be playing this instead of something that actually, differentiates the set from, you know, being different?
Well,
And
Eh,
this enables like you can't really play this. You can't really play, for example, the Madoka combo level 3 without this. Like
sure,
basically every other deck that's not like standby can fit in the Al, but if you want to do like some yellow, green, blue version where you also have like sayaka's wish and stuff, then you also have to run this.
it's
It's
not like this
basically
set has an Aaron equivalent, right? So, you know.
yeah. It's like your
no, it
best.
doesn't.
Yes, that's precisely the point, which is so,
It
like
has a
the,
card that's half of Aaron.
sure, okay, that's a little generous, but, differentiation, only matters if it's actually good. Otherwise, I'm not sure. Like
Yeah.
you,
I
you'd
mean,
be
the
you'd be
standby
playing
is
this you'd
fine.
be playing this combo to differentiate whatever else the deck does, right? And that's fine.
Yeah, you have the different top end. You have a 6/5 JC, which is like not been done before. You have sick events. There's reasons to play Madoka, and this card enables a lot of the other stuff that you can't enable with the
Yeah.
standby combo.
And the set never had a combo like this before, so
Yeah.
cool.
Okay. I'm
We're
sticking
grading it the
with my
same,
rating.
so you know.
Okay. Next card is Iroha, Guidance Towards the Future. It is a 3/9K. It's not an advanced summon. When you play it from... What is with this set? It just... What are colors? It's a blue 3/2 with come and play Salvage a Magic character. When this attacks, give a character 1k for the turn, and up to once a turn. At the end of this card's attack, if you have the pants in the climax zone, you can pay 2, ditch 2. If you do, choose one of your other reversed magic characters and stand it. I suppose there's some flavor there I'm missing, but
Yeah, she's a healer.
yeah.
It's okay.
This is fine, I guess.
It's just a
Is this
standard.
is this card
It
supposed
does
to like?
incentivize you to use a one soul attacker for the restand, which is neat, I guess.
Wait, so is the thing that you're supposed to do attack with something that is like 1k or less
Attack! No,
weaker
no,
than
no, no. The
something?
play is to attack with zombie.
Oh no. Oh
Wait, that
no.
doesn't make any sense. It's like the
That
super anti
wait, that
play.
doesn't work. You
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
Oh, it does work. It works exactly as it definitely
Sure.
works. Like
All right.
the
So
game, it
I
does
think
work.
It works
Trust
at
me.
making the
Trust
opponents
me on
move
that
because
one.
he doesn't wanna play against retarded people.
so.
Yeah,
This is
like
just a This is just a restander.
it's actually very
And
comparable to like those cards that summon level 1 dudes
yeah,
on reverse or whatever.
it's slightly worse because if they just memory kick your stuff, then you're SOL.
Yes.
You can
But-
also you can choose if the second if the first copy of this runs in because the opponent has something bigger than 12k, then you can choose if you want to swing for 2 or 3 on the last turn.
It's like Uzuki? I guess you could. That's another card that comes to mind. Kind of like an Uzuki.
Sort of.
Doesn't this cost a lot more than Uzuki?
Yep.
It
Wait.
costs one more
No.
card, but you salvage, so
Yeah.
it just doesn't heal.
Uzuki
Which
heals
is
though.
also-
Uzuki also is much smaller, I think. Or it's like a little bit smaller. She's like 8'5"? Or
Mizuki's 8-5 on the
8'5"?
combo turn if you play the 1k one.
Yeah.
The last one is 8-5. Yeah.
Meh.
I'm
The card's
gonna
like kind of
give
whatever.
this a B minus. I'm
Like,
I don't think it's a bad finishing combo, but there are much better ones in the set.
If
so.
you consider what else the set has, this is just not really comparable in power level.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this finisher is pretty mediocre to your other options. I don't think you'd ever want to play it.
I still bought this piece.
What a slave.
Mm-hmm.
Slave to the magical girls.
Basically
Okay.
idols.
Next card. Sayaka New Story is a 3/2 advanced summon. If you have 4 more magic characters, this gets -1 level in hand, which is fine. When this is placed from hand to stage, it gains 4/5 power and following ability. Until the next end of your opponent's turn, neither player can play backup from hand in battles with this. And when this is placed from hand to stage, you can ditch a card from hand. If you do, add a Sayaka's Wish from your waiting room to your hand. That last thing is a powerful line of text.
Yeah, this card is
Powerful.
cool.
Uh,
And the early play condition is amazing.
I'm less. I like less these early plays that are like single use as of late.
Mm-hmm.
I think the 4 more condition has actually become a little bit worse because early plays keep getting better. But
Yeah, but this is not. Madoka is not a deck that ever wants double early play. So
well,
this condition is
because it can't.
No, like
Like if it had something
just don't
comparable
let this
to Love Live Sunshine, then like I don't know, man. Like, do you think you wouldn't try playing that instead of like a single? Like, what I'm saying is like these kinds of cards grade out a little bit worse now because challenging
Yes, but you have to think about it in the
more
context
efficiently.
of the set. Like in the context of this set, four or more magic characters is the best condition it could have.
Maybe.
Like this card, specifically, the best condition it can have, it has.
I don't know about that.
It's a fine advanced summon condition.
Why
but
is
we're in
it?
a world where
Why
we
is
want
4
multiple advanced
more
summons,
best
right?
for this set?
Because it's free and because you never want to double early play.
But why don't you want to double early play?
Because Madoka eats too much stock, like the Madoka level 3. And
You don't want to win board for
Yeah.
the Madoka level 3. You're playing like
Right, so
this
why are
is
you
the
playing
same
this
you're
card?
Playing the Yukina. You play this card in the Madoka build in order to have an early play that lets
But
you
you just said you don't want to win
Well,
lanes, right?
You have
you can-
Sayaka's
you
Wish in
can-
your hand.
Yeah, you
so-
add
You're gonna
Sayaka's
play
Wish in your
this
hand.
to bond Psycho's Wish to sack it with Wish.
Yeah.
So
Not
this is like a
really.
1-turn
Like-
rental that kills
Yeah.
something for 2 stock.
That sounds fine to me. In the case that they do beat over
You
It
it.
also play
sounds.
this-
It just sounds like kind of fine. Like
Look, you play this as an early play, and either it definitely kills something.
Sure.
Like it kills something big, and then it either lives because the opponent doesn't have the bomb or whatever, or they kill it, or you can use Wish when they kill it, whatever. But the point is, you have Sayaka's Wish in your hand, and then you don't need to run 4 Wish anymore, and you actually have like an early play as something to do with level 2.
Sure. I mean, so
I'm running this in
one
both,
good thing about this card compared to 2, like
actually only running this in yellow, green, blue, in like the Owl deck with Book and Shot, and I run this and 2 copies of Wish.
I think if your deck follows a modern tempo wherein you're like you just refresh and you're gonna early play, it's a little bit less likely that you're gonna have Wish in the bin for this to see, but I can appreciate that it's more playable later in the deck than a 2 or less climax condition early play would be. My only thing is just like this is just an okay card. It's not like I don't know. I would have graded this way higher back in like I don't know the Rebellion era, for example. That's all I wanted to say.
I mean the same
that
stands
about-
for like every card, so
Yeah. The standard for early plays has gone a lot higher.
this card is fine in context and enables some deck building things that you wouldn't have access to otherwise.
It lets you just play less copies of Wish. It's like
While also
Wait.
giving you a level 2 option.
yeah, this card acts as your third and fourth wish. Well, like and it also gives you
Oh,
an
also-
early option.
You can also give this hand on core, by the way. So you have a 2-soul beater that sticks around even if it somehow dies.
I don't think that makes much sense, but whatever. It's fine. Can go on to the next card, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Alright, next card. Yoshio, Preemptive Attack. All your other level 1 characters gain 500. So weird. Gain 500 power. Pay 1, tap 2 Brainstorm. For each one you hit, search for 1 magic character. Add it to hand. Look, this is a strict upgrade over the old Homura, unless you desperately need green. So there's that. But I think it's worse than the yellow Brainstorm, and probably worse than the red one as well.
Yeah. The only thing this does is it makes your level 1s bigger, which is nice.
The power is relevant
it
to
makes-
Shimikaze.
I still run the Salvage Brainstorm though.
Mm-hmm.
But it's relevant for every level 1 combo. So.
Okay, there's not much to say about this. It's
Yeah.
mostly just a
Tap-
Brainstorm with flavor
Tap
text.
2 is worse than tap self. Is basically what it boils down to. Also, salvage brainstorms are better than search brainstorms in decks with refreshers.
Wait, what? Shouldn't it be the other way around?
But usually you use the brainstorm when you're close to empty deck, so you can get to the refresh, and then usually the refresh is in the bin and not in your deck. Like if you did the turn before,
It's like less
The
time to
refresh is on
refresh
board.
is dead in your hand, right?
and it dies, then it's in your waiting room. It's not in your deck.
Look, there's a very common play pattern where you just mill without a Brainstorm, play the free fresh, and then want to Brainstorm
Whoa.
afterwards. I've done that plenty.
I think that's way rarer.
Oh, it depends
Yeah,
on
From
the
like
deck.
and you need
I
the
play a
free
lot of
fresh.
decks with refreshers.
You need the free fresh in your hand to begin with. I think what he's saying
Sure.
makes sense in general because free freshes are
Okay.
timing based, like toolboxing options, and like the longer you have this free fresh in your hand where it's not like doing anything, that's like a wasted toolbox, right? You want to minimize like
Mhm.
the time you spend on searching dead cards a lot more.
Yep.
Also, when you brainstorm towards the free fresh, your targets are obviously way more likely that they are in bin than in deck.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Next card is List Path without hesitation. Hesitance. Okay, sure. So a 2k counter. It's a 2k counter. Do I have to say anything else about
What do
this
we
card?
grade these again?
I don't know, like a C plus.
B?
A B?
I think
Madoka doesn't want to run a 2K counter, so I think it's a C.
I think counters are kind of.
like the thing is they actually stopped giving every set a 2k counter.
Yeah, well,
Mm.
I think counters are a lot worse actually.
Level 1s either don't care or they're too big, so counters just aren't in a good spot right
I,
now.
I think counters are actually way better now than they were. Like
I think
a
really
year
good.
or
I
a
think
year
I
ago.
think really good counters and really good counter set plans are better now. But like as a generic profile, I'm not like too much of a fan of like just a 2K
I mean,
counter.
you have to think like your level 1s are like 5/5 base and 6/5 base. That's actually big enough to like use the counter to win the lane most of the time.
Sure, but your meta has to be like favorable for those power levels, right? This is like a
Yeah,
meta specific call, and I think
at
like
the, at the same
counter
time,
like this is like a definitely a more restrictive counter as far as like being acceptable as a slot on the deck compared to something like the Ellie from Milky, right? You always play the Ellie, no questions
You
asked.
can't compare every counter to like the best counter in the game. That's stupid.
Well, I'm just
the-
what?
He's not.
I'm just
Card
saying.
relatively
I'm not saying that this should be that card. I'm just saying like there's a clear. I'm using it to illustrate a point about how playable, in general, like these kinds of cards are.
I mean,
And I think that the increased restriction on the use for this card in the deck makes it like a C. Like for me,
this
at
set
the very least.
this set has a JC. Like you can use JC to like more effectively deny the reverse than a counter.
Yeah, but then you don't open up the lane. And you also like JC is 6/5 by itself. Like JC is actually not a push over to like kill for free. So sometimes you can like counter over for your climax combo lane and then the JC still survives.
Hmm.
I
I think running if you're running
there's a
heavy green.
testament to how much weaker attackers have gotten, or how much more restrictive Bushiroad has been in budgeting power to on reverse combos.
Right, but okay, so like
I mean,
if
sure,
if
but
you're
it just
counting-
requires like a specific like counters are so specific, so sensitive to meta that like
Yeah, but you can just run one of this and then search it with Yoshima Kaze combo.
does that a B minus card? Is that a B card?
I
Does that
think
sound like a
because
B
of what
card?
it
Like
enables-
would you like we're talk about any other card like that? Would you grade it a B? Like I don't know, man. Like if it's just a one of that you search out sometimes when like it's when it
but
could
then
be good,
when
right?
you search it out, I think it's very impactful.
Ha-
Or it can
You
be
could
very
say that about a lot of cards though, right? Like
so like if you
Would you rate the free fresh a C?
no, because the impact of a free fresh is
Anti-change
way
counter.
higher, right?
What's about the anti-change counter?
The impact of an anti-change counter is also way higher than this card.
But that's a one-off you search.
Yes, because the
For
payoff
specific-
is anti-damage in a lane. What's is this comparable payoff?
If you deny the reverse and open up the lane, I think this is really good. So
But that's I'm just saying that's so meta sensitive.
I
Right?
don't think it really
You need
is
first.
meta-sensitive.
Oh, what I'm saying is, like, so first, this profile is pretty common. So a lot of people think about this profile when they deck build. But like the thing is, counters are just if the counter is more restrictive in terms of like how useful it is, it's just worse. Period. Like decks that enable counters to cover a whole more like a larger range of power levels in the face of an uncertain meta are just better. Period. More playable, more worth, like because counters typically are dead cards in hand until they're actually useful, but you search for them when you're not certain that they might do something. You search them because
What?
there might be payoff later, right?
Yeah, but you search these on your level 1 combo turn exactly then when they might be relevant. You don't need to search these beforehand and then keep them in hand to like hope to like hit the power level or something. You know if you need them, and if you need them, then you can just search them.
Right, but to me that sounds like a C card. Like any other profile we're talking about this, it's a C, man. Like I don't know, like the playability of a generic card like this, especially because it's so common. Like people know about these kinds of cards, right?
I mean, is it really like look at the last couple sets? Like a ton of them didn't get this counter or didn't get any good counters at all.
Well, I don't care about that. People just know that 2K counters exist. It's like a common. It's not that difficult to think about your power levels in terms of 2K or 1/5 counter.
I think you've both made your points.
Yeah.
Let's move
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Alright, next card is Iroha, Support Fire. It's a level X, and at the beginning of your climax phase, give a level 2 or lower character either plus or rank 1 level. So this is playing to the series gimmick. Not a particularly powerful gimmick, as mentioned already. So for the most part, this is just a level X. How does this compare to the old Sayaka?
It's worse because the old Sayaka's second text actually does something.
Why couldn't this target a level 3 or lower character? That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah, if it was level 3 or lower, this would be amazing.
That'd be sick.
I'm
You
slightly
don't run-
surprised they didn't do that, because that seems like by far the best application of this sort of effect.
No, well, it's not only that you can make your own level 3s anti-changeable, you can also duck the opponent's level 3 for 2k power with the 2k to level 3 assist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's fine. Like, I think this set needed some boosting. So
Yeah,
if
I
you
think
made your
this would
opponent's
have been
card
fine.
lose power, or if you made your card un-anti-changeable, like that's totally fine. It also lets you dodge bombs with things sometimes. And it also, like, keep in mind this is a level X, so this is effectively giving plus 500 power to something if you have nothing else. That being said, I don't think this is particularly powerful. I think that if you really need this sort of effect, you could do worse, but it's nothing special.
None of the Madoka decks even run any level 2s, aside from like Free Fresh that actually need the minus level.
Hmm.
You just never use it.
Well,
Never
that's
comes
the
up.
thing. That's the thing. You use the free fresh, and then you don't really need the minus level on your turn. You need it on the opponent's turn, and all of them just trigger at the start of your climax phase.
You can't even do the sick play of play the Free Fresh with a JC and then JC your Free Fresh.
They really did not try to push this mechanic at all.
No, they didn't. They were far too cautious, I think. But I mean,
same thing.
they,
The same thing happened with resonance, and basically every time they introduce a new mechanic.
but
They just
not
don't
with
do anything.
trance.
Yeah, I mean, trance is kind of the exception.
Trance was shit until they printed the alarm.
The PR, yeah. And at
Well,
that point, is it really trance being broken, or is it alarm being broken?
It's the alarm is broken. Trance isn't broken.
This
Trance
wasn't
is
the
still
first set.
very mediocre.
We had like Gurren and Hina Logic, and Trance wasn't
And
broken in either of those.
and
In the
we
first
had
Hina Logic
Vivid
set,
Red.
Trance was
well,
pretty shit.
I think
We
you
had- we
could
have Vivid
definitely
Red, guys.
argue that they had Logic 2, like, in the same development time as the set 1.
Vivid Red, guys. We had Vivid Red.
Vivid Red
Nice
isn't
one.
real trancing. Get out of
Uh,
here.
Yeah, I'm just an old man, okay? Alright, next card is Kazumi. That's literally her whole name. I'm guessing she's evil. If there's a marker under this, it gains 1 level and 4/5 to become a level 3 10k. When it's placed from hand to stage, check the top card of your deck. If it's a magic character, put it under this as a marker. And when it attacks, if you have the blue stock soul in Climax Zone, you can pay 1. If you do, kill one of your opponent's level 1 or lower characters. Why? This card doesn't do anything.
You can
You
cheat
can
it.
play this for free.
Yeah, that's its only upside.
Yeah, but it still doesn't do anything. It's not even 2 soul.
It's a wall.
If it was 2 soul, then we could talk. But it's not. Like, if it was 2 soul, we could play this even without the stupid climax combo.
The climax
And it
combo
would
is like
be
the least
acceptable.
relevant. Like the climax combo might as well not exist.
Yeah, it's just not a very useful part of the card. Alright, next card. Past and Future Yoshio. It's a 3/2, 9/5. If you have 2 or more other characters, magic characters, this gains 1/5 power, and when it's placed from stage to waiting room, you can ditch card from. If you do, add this back to your hand.
You have to ditch a card. It's mandatory.
It's not. Yeah, it's mandatory. It's
Oh,
not
really?
optional.
Oh, that's sad.
Okay, but if you can't discard a card, you can't get it back.
Yeah.
But it is mandatory ditch to salvage it. Alright, sure.
That's not too bad, I guess.
It's
Yeah, that's
fine.
not really
Like,
bad.
you
It's not
probably
a
have
drawback.
that.
It's good.
and then it's when you play
Heal.
this, you heal. This card is one of those filler cards that I've been alluding to, like a trial deck upgrade card. I don't care
think
for
this-
recursion.
I think this card is interesting. I just haven't found like any shell where this might be something I want. I thought about
let's say-
it in the standby deck, but that deck doesn't have blue, so awkward.
If this card had, for example, some way to recoup stock, like when you play it, you get extra stock or something, then I might be more
Wow.
interested.
That would
sounds
be-
broken.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, but I think Madoka needs it. Like, I don't think that would push Madoka over the top. It would
Yeah,
just be a
but-
heal loop.
If you like, for example, the standby deck actually has enough stock for that to not matter, but that deck doesn't have blue, and the other decks don't have enough stock, so it's just in an awkward space where you can't really use it well.
Sure.
Hmm.
Okay. Next card. Kirika, loyalty towards Orrico, whoever that is. This is
Next
literally
card, I think.
Futaba, huh? This is a 2K, come
Yeah.
to play. Check the top card. If it's a magic character, it becomes a marker. And if there's marker, it gains 1/5 and 1 level. This card is fine. It's like a B minus. It's a reasonable plussing 0.
I think it's it's a good profile if you need like blue splash
Oof.
you're plussing 0.
Yeah, it is a perfectly fine card. I see no issue with this. And I would not hesitate to run this as my blue splash
Eh.
over like
Actually,
Sayaka.
Madoka has also like a lack of decent oversizes. So there's the yellow 4K, and there's the green 4K from Rebellion.
Yes, there is. And
There's
there's the
blue
Mami
for-
anti-runner.
eh.
That
I
card
don't
is
know.
not
I
worth
don't have much else to say about this. You can
Yeah.
use that last effect to scry, I guess. Because you don't have to put it under as a marker. But most of the time, you'll just be putting it under as a marker. My problem is this
Mill
discourages you
one
from
OP.
playing. You can't
Is
play events as many events with this because you're gonna get screwed over
Is
royally.
she supposed to be a maid?
I
I
don't
have no
know.
idea.
She has like weird fish arm things.
That's her like
Oh.
magical powers or whatever, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that a skirt or butterfly wings? I don't.
That's like a
know. I don't
bow.
care.
Is it like a bow? Like you know, like a super large.
Have you ever
I'm pretty
tried to
sure-
tie a sash?
I'm pretty sure it's a coattail.
Oh,
Yeah, but
oh okay,
That's,
okay.
like-
that's flying.
Yeah, it's a coattail.
Wait, she's
like,
a
if a bow
butler.
is- a bow that big. Have you ever tried to tie a sash, which is smaller than that? It's like ridiculous.
I'm just saying. Okay, so she's a butler then. Sorry, if it's coattails.
Oh, here we go. The decline in art quality.
Mobage set.
Orrico, persisting judge justice. When it's placed from hand to stage, put the top two. Check the top 2 cards of your deck, put them back in the same order, and it gains 1/5 for the turn. All right, so the butler is just better than the person she serves. Yeah, this card is very mediocre. I don't see much of a reason to play it.
Next card.
Moving on. Some address she's proud of, Yachio. If you have no other characters, this gains 2k power. So it goes to 5k. And when this becomes reversed, put it on the bottom of the library.
This beats other oversizes. OP.
But it doesn't beat like, it's not as good as other overs. Like, for example, would you rather have this, or would you rather have generic 4k oversize plus Q?
On turn 1, I'd rather have this.
This is
Okay,
like your
sure,
best turn
sure.
1 play possible.
Is it? Futaba might be better.
Is Futaba better? Sorry.
It beats all the people randomly running bomb.
Who is randomly running bombs?
Like everyone.
Aren't bombs like the profile most likely to just be randomly played?
Bombs are just randomly played for no reason. Like, you look at LB Twins, definitely it's all the advantage you can get. And you see people playing like 1 Haruka oversize and 4 Kanata bombs.
I feel
It's
like bombs are the most common
mind
like
blow.
Sure.
filler slot or whatever filler card profile.
Random bad filler profile, I
Yeah.
agree.
I mean,
Bomb,
So I do actually dock points for that. It's unfortunate, but I think that's just the reality of it. People like to play bombs, and well, I respect the fact that people play bombs. I do not respect bombs. I do not think they're particularly good profile. Alright, next card. Iroha Hope in her chest. 104k for each of your other magic characters. This gains 500 power. At the start of the attack phase, die if all of your front row characters at the same level as that character, gains an additional 500 power, and on reversing its battle opponent, you can draw ditch.
This also works on the opponents too.
Yes, it does.
It's
But
alright.
you need all your characters to be the same level, which is not guaranteed. This card is fine. I don't
Does
think
not
it's
work with
particularly
JC,
powerful.
I don't think. It's like pretty unfortunate.
That card's level 0, right?
No, it's a
No,
level
No,
1.
it's level 1.
It's a level 1
is level
JC.
1.
You know what's really funny though? You can use
No,
JC
does it get
to.
neg 1 level or something?
No, the brain's
No.
from next one level. The
What?
brain's
No.
from next level.
Sure, my bad.
You know what's really cool though? You can use JC to activate. To remove a level 0 to activate this level.
No,
gimmick
you can't
effect.
because
No,
JC
you
has
can't.
the
This is
restriction.
This is
JC and
Oh, yeah,
they
never
start
mind.
at the attack
Sad.
phase.
Oh, well, this is okay.
This is just a 6/5 with upside usually.
Yeah.
Which is actually I'll give this as a plus. Even
Yeah.
though I haven't put it into any deck.
Hey, this deck needs milling options, right?
Yeah, it's mill 1 OP. It can also
No,
draw
it's mill
into
2. It's gonna reverse something. It's mill 2.
Oh yeah. Yeah, if you use the counter then it's mill 2. That's why the counter is OP.
Yeah. Amazing synergy. That's what the plus is for.
Yeah.
Next
No,
card.
I think this card is actually like this is a 6/5 would be a C, right? And this is 6/5 with upside.
Yeah. Alright.
Yeah. That's about where I put it.
Okay.
Okay, next card. Sayaka joined that. This is the card we referred to earlier. When you play this from hand to placed from hand to stage, you can discard a magic card from your hand. If you do, put a Kyoko, the 2/1 anti-change bomb Kyoko, onto any slot on stage, and that'll be 12k for the turn. At the start of your attack phase, choose a character in your front row with all the levels of that character are the same. This goes to being a 10/5 and has dual twin drive. So double trigger check.
What's sad is that both cards will be 6k, basically 6/5 on your opponent's
Obviously.
turn.
Yeah.
That's like a real tragedy, I think.
Especially for like you're investing stock and cards for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
If you think of the other card, this the Kyoko, as a 2/0, because that's effectively what it is, then being 6k or whatever isn't the worst, but it's still nothing close to resembling good.
I think this would
You
be a
have
lot
to,
more interesting if it gave the 4K and twin drive to any character.
Because both these cards are level 2. If you want to activate the twin drive, you have to invest another stock into a character or play like
Yeah.
I think the payoff for this
Zero
level
is-
gimmick here is
the
like
ones
pretty
with
tame.
Or you
Okay.
have to brainstorm in back row.
the brainstorm only minus is level. So
Yeah,
the
so you
2/1
minus
Iroha.
Nice.
I said double brainstorm.
with the
Nice.
level 1. Oh my god.
Combination plays.
The obvious thing is you just play the 1/0 Sayaka that gains +1 level, right?
Yeah, or you
That's, like, the
play
best
the Ricky
option.
in the back row. I don't know.
Sella is clearly a combination gamer.
Always. Fate Laser, man. Combo
Though
deck.
that deck's actually OP, okay.
Alright, next card. Yoshio confronting magical girls. 2/1 gets neg 1 level on stage, so it's bombable, but it also conforms to Anyway, this is the anti-change bottom deck bomb, which automatically gives it a C to C plus rating for me. I'm gonna go C plus because I think there are a lot of decks right now that really dislike having their stuff anti-changed. But
To the bottom of their deck.
yeah, like
It's actually the best one. Also, there's something at yeah. The plus level would have been cool with like giving plus level to level 3s and then bombing them. I guess if it targeted your opponent. You
Unfortunate,
can do
but
that with level 2s and make and bomb like rewrites to 1, but
Haha.
it's not really that good. So
mm,
I thought that was a sick tech for rewrite. Run level 2 bombs.
you also would be cool if the text of this card was like if the level of the battle opponent of this is higher than the level of this card, then you wouldn't
yeah,
need
no.
Nice
that
one.
that would be
Nice one,
that'd
dude.
be really good, my dude.
Well, it wouldn't be
because
really. It
you
wouldn't be
can
like
make it
really
level
good.
0, you can make it bomb anything.
It wouldn't be really good. It'd just
Okay.
be like not within like they just wouldn't print that kind of card. I don't think. Like they
God,
just
I hope they don't print that card. Like that just is like the best Aluha Akbar deck ever.
it's still just a bomb, man. Bombs suck.
Sure, but it still would be very obnoxious. Okay. I'm just gonna stick with C plus. Next card is, come on, Yuma, Young Magical Girl. Uh, assists that we're into commons now, so let's just move through them. This is an assist 500 and tap this to give it Kyoko 1k power and hexproof.
We have some Howling Kyoko synergy.
Yeah, but where are the Kyokos to tap for?
Howling Kyoko?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
And more importantly, they
Level 3
can't
Kyokos.
they can't bounce your Kyoko on your turn. Got him.
Wow.
Nah, this is not a good card. I do not recommend anyone play
Yeah,
this.
like even if you run the Kyoko waifu or pairing deck, like you run Sayaka cards. You don't want to run this, so I don't see it.
These guys are haters. They don't believe in Howling Kyoko. You know Howling Kyoko is a standby target?
Howling Kyoko has a better assist though. That's literally made for Howling Kyoko.
You are correct. Let's stop talking about Howling Kyoko before I start getting headaches. Don't look up what Howling Kyoko is, it's not worth your time. Clear Colors of Summer, Yoshio and Iroha. All your other magic characters gain 500 power. Tap this to give another character +1 level until the next end of your opponent's turn. See,
So this is
this
like
is
the
the
Wait.
only
card.
way
So this is the
to
card you
enable
play,
JC.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, this is the card that works with the bottom deck bomb, I guess. This is a fine support. It just
No,
makes
this is the card
things
that enables JC more if you wanted to.
Sure, and it's just a fine card to have. It's in a reasonable color. I have no objections to this card being in the deck. I'm just gonna go with a C.
Yeah.
Next card is Cara Rumaki. If you're level 2 or higher, this gains the ability put this into stock to put the the 2/1 Kazumi that gets a marker from hand to stage. When it is placed from hand to stage, or when this is reversed, check the top card of your deck and put it either on top or bottom. See, this card is actually neater than the card that it can sack itself for. So
This might even be a B plus.
by itself, what this card does is you can add it into stock just with nothing else. You don't need a Kazumi in your hand to pay the cost, and it is also just a scry twice, which is a perfectly reasonable card. I think that being able to convert a card into stock immediately is a fine effect, and possibly broken in standard, but not if you're level 2 or higher. I think in Neo standard, this card is
I've often ended up with short 1 stock for my finishing turn, so I started putting this into some of the other decks, and it's just been very good. Because it's good as like a scry when it comes into play, then scry when it dies, and it's also good as the stock charge thing. Because you also get the scry when it comes into play, and then you stock charge. So you can like scry, and if you see a climax, you can like put it to stock and then brainstorm, and then you didn't lose a stock. And you can just salvage this back if you want to. There's like a bunch of cool plays you can make with this. It's actually a lot better than I thought it would be. And I already thought it would be alright.
Yeah, no, I can see it being quite solid. Hence the B rating. Uh, it's nifty. It's not like a super powerful card, but it has a bunch of very good effects that you're fine having.
I don't think this is a common type card. I think they could have printed this at like rare or something, and nobody would have better than I.
Yeah, I agree. All right, next card, Unicom Misaki. When your other magic character is reversed in battle, you can sack this if it is in the back row. If you do, rest that character. And you can ditch bombs to the Kazumi, the 2-1 that we were talking about earlier.
Basically, just a vanilla saver for all intents and purposes.
Yeah,
It's a
I
vanilla
don't.
saver.
I don't know how good vanilla savers are. I think the answer is
Not
not very.
really very good.
You need like a
But
really good
C
reason to
minus
run
is
cards like this.
C minus is where we're at. Yeah.
Like the
You have a whole
standard
crucible.
here is like DP, Sunshine DP levels. I think
Mhm.
at this point. So
Like the
Meh.
best card you're saving is 3/2 Homura in the standby deck.
you can't even save. Wait. Oh, you can save Devil Homer with this.
How the
I
fuck does
think
Devil Homura get reversed?
I,
You know, some people. It's like a challenge to people. It's like an open challenge to try and reverse that card. There you go.
red.
This saves Devil
I
Homer.
don't. I
This-
don't
Oh,
think
wait.
they'll go for the challenge when you have this in your back row.
No, I mean I'm talking about like you go to locals multiple times with Devil Home Run, and then your locals just want to reverse Devil Home Run. Then you play this
Sure.
card.
My dream is to memory kick a Devil Homura with my Persona Bomb deck.
Wow, that's not canon.
It'll happen.
That's
one
not
day.
canon. Not
It'll
not my story. Come on, man.
One of these days.
It's actually
Alright.
not that hard.
Hashtag
It's
Home
actually
Run.
No, it's
really
easy.
easy.
It's really easy to do.
Yeah.
It's just I've never played against a Devil Homura deck.
You should play against yourself then.
I don't have the deck. Alright, next card. Nearing the end. Oh, we've gone to anime art for some weird reason.
No, I think they
For the
use
sake
this.
of the-
Don't they use this in the MOBA game?
Yeah, this is
This
mobile
is in the
art. So
mobile game.
Okay, but it's anime art. This is like an anime visual. For the sake of the person important to us, Sayaka, if you have another Sayaka and another Kyoko, this gains +1 level and 2/5 power. So yeah, the heart of the cards is noted. You need both a Sayaka and a Kyoko. You can't just have one character with both in the name. That doesn't
It's a
work.
Howling
it is.
Kyoko card.
no
This
translation
is-
note. It is sufficient. You don't need two different ones.
Wait, is that right?
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
But I'm
never
not
mind.
sure. But I'm not sure if there's actually a card with Sayaka and Kyoko in its name, except for the 2/2 vanilla from the trial deck.
I like that you know that. That amuses me.
This
Alright, so
this
my
is
bad.
like this would have been pretty good in the old Madoka deck.
And the Monica deck that played apples.
Yes.
This would be amazing.
No, sorry, no, the
Would it
Howling
be-
Kyoko
it
deck.
wouldn't even be amazing.
What the hell? Who cares about
Oh my
apples? This is about the Howling Kyoko synergies. OP card.
You don't even play Kyokos anymore, except for at level 3 to activate this.
It is interesting that the difference between this and Puck is basically just the extra name. So
Yeah.
the name takes the place of getting sent to bottom deck in reverse.
And
Man, I wish this card was just Puck. That'd be so
Well, it
much
just
better.
requires Kyoko. It is kind of weird that they tacked the
Just a
Sayaka
Sayaka,
requirement on there.
it would need to require just another Sayaka, or like a Madoka, or no, actually the best would be Homura.
Like,
Right, a
there's-
Sayaka card requires a
Yeah.
home or a name.
Like she should just check for Sayaka because you
No,
don't play
she's
any
like-
Kyokos
She's
other
like
than level twos.
the new Sayaka that's in the new world. Homura.
There's some
Maybe.
fanfic out there.
Yeah.
Next
Alright.
card. We're almost there.
Next card. Akira Shinobu. 2/5 counter, and when you counter, you can discard an additional card to give something 2k to give the same character 2k power.
I am waiting for them to print a version of this card where they substitute like a burn counter version of this. That would be cool. This card just
A
sucks.
burn counter where you pay 1 ditch 1 as extra cost.
Yeah,
No,
basically.
no, where you just
Wait, no.
ditch one.
It would just be ditch one, right?
You ditch an additional card.
It would just be ditch additional card.
Yeah.
That'd be
but
cool.
Right
burn
now-
1 costs 2 stock.
Yeah, 2 stock
So,
is equal to 1 card.
Ditch 2 stock is equal to 1 card. I think.
It's not. It's not. Ditch 2 is equal to 3 stock, but ditch 1 is equal to 1 stock.
Do they round up?
Okay.
I guess they round up. Okay,
Sure,
that's sad.
pay 1, ditch 1. That's still fine. I'll burn.
Or ditch 2, burn 2, burn 1? How about ditch 2, burn 1?
Mm,
No, how that can't, man. How about ditch 2, burn 2?
Damn, that'd be really good.
That sounds broken.
I'm just waiting for it.
Burn 2 costs more than 3 stock, I think.
Fine, burn 2. The ditch 2, burn 4. There you go.
Alright, next card and last card in blue. Clear cooking recipe. It is a 3/1 event. Put up to 1 so heal up to 1, then add up to 1 magic character from your deck to your hand, then send this to memory.
This
It
card is
is-
OP.
This card's really good.
Pretty good. Yeah, I agree. It's
It's
like,
it's the search. The search is what makes it good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. Also the cost.
And
Yeah.
It's also nice.
Like, have
this
you
is undercost.
have you seen the green one, which is a straight up +1?
Yeah. No, wait, it's not a +1. You add it from clock to hand.
And you also salvage a card. don't you?
No, you don't. It's
It
like
has
it's
one
modal. It's
Level. It's not modal. On
Well,
each level,
it-
it has one effect. And it
it's
changes
modal-
depending on which
it's
level
modal,
you're
but
at.
not like selectively modal.
Yeah.
It's
I
it's
guess.
not
You
additive.
don't- you
No,
don't
it's
get
not.
multiple effects. The
Wow,
card is
that would
if you are
be-
level
Dude,
max,
So that'd be some card, huh?
I thought it was
Dude, what the
level X or
fuck?
higher. Yeah, I actually thought it was. That's
Monkas.
how I read it the
That-
first time I
That's the
saw it.
most broken event in the game. By a long
Monka
shot.
Giga.
No, that's better than
Umi.
Umiyuri.
I don't agree actually. Being able to +2 at level 2
Umiyuri has a
is
bond,
pretty
excuse
good.
me.
Heal 1, salvage 1, and bounce something.
God, that's so broken.
Okay,
so
well,
one-
this card itself is pretty good.
Yeah.
I think we're all in agreement. The value is actually pretty insane.
Is this card undercosted?
No,
Yeah.
because events don't have power budgeting. What the?
It's undercosted in that it's a 1 cost heal and filter. You're just paying 1 to heal and not neg.
It's kind of like
It's
in the
like-
same vein as
It's
Jupiter.
like a better version than the 3/1 take something from clock to hand. It's like
Like
a good
the-
version of that event.
Like the rewrite
Okay,
I
but
don't
the
card.
thing
think
is,
it's
you can-
undercosted.
You can play this proactively. You can't play Jupiter proactively.
Well,
without
Jupiter,
losing
it's I don't know if that makes much. I'm just saying, like
and
in the,
Jupiter is good because you can use it on your turn.
well, I mean, just like in terms of the fact that it heals one and it basically gives you a card back, kind of like the idea is that you play Jupiter to save a card, right? And in that sense, it gave you the card that you
Yeah.
just counted for. So it's like in that same realm of value, which is pretty good.
I mean, sure, but searching 1 is significantly better than.
Yes, I agree. I'm just saying, same kind of concept.
Like, it's
No,
so
it's
much
also,
better that
if you use
a-
this,
a
the
search
search
effect
the
is,
Kaworu, you actually have like a 0 cost heal.
like search effects are costed and saving effects are not. Think about that for a moment. Anyway, that's blue. This is a really good event. Play it. It'll probably do you well. And we'll get out yellow and green at some point in the near future. We're doing our ban list, tier list thing soon, so you can probably expect that. And it'll interrupt your regularly scheduled Magia record. But hey, we'll see how that
Can we
goes.
just do the other colors tomorrow?
Oh.